It's Fuck Yeah Friday.
Fuck yeah!
Get ready for some wins.
Welcome to the Be It Till You See It podcast, where we talk about taking messy action, knowing that perfect is boring. I'm Lesley Logan, Pilates instructor and fitness business coach. I've trained thousands of people around the world, and the number one thing I see stopping people from achieving anything is self-doubt. My friends, action brings clarity, and it's the antidote to fear. Each week, my guests will bring bold, executable, intrinsic, and targeted steps that you can use to put yourself first and be it till you see it. It's a practice, not a perfect. Let's get started.
Hi, Be It Babe. Welcome back. Welcome back to the Inspiration Station. You know, the thing that gives you some ideas of what could be possible wins in a week that might have just felt like a lot. And it's summertime. When the heat is up, it can just feel like a lot. Am I right? Okay, so how this episode goes, if you're new to the Be It Pod, we actually share some wins of yours that you sent in, a win of mine and a mantra. Our interviews are on Tuesdays. Our recaps are on Thursdays. Listen to them all. They're a lot of fun. There's like incredible guests that are coming up as well. And share it with a friend. I'm just going to ask you now. I am practicing asking for more help things, more helpful things. And one of those things that would be really helpful for me is if you share our podcast with a friend. That's how we get new listeners. So please don't keep it to yourself. That would not be fair. Okay. So here we go. The first win up is from Melissa Capitano. She is an Elevate grad, an agency member. I'm just so excited for this. Here we go. Not sure I've posted in wins before, but one of my goals is to be better in Slack. And I figured wins is a great place to start. An early FYF, did a free course from Tanya Dalton, read her book for her book club, need to listen to her pod episode. Anyway, she has this idea of 5-minute miracle. So I printed out the worksheet. I've been doing the 5 minutes before I leave work each night this week. That is so cool. I love that. We had Tanya Dalton on the pod, everyone. She is a great, great author. And so definitely listen to her episode. Agency members read her book, JOMO, which is like the joy of missing out. Last month. So more from Melissa. Here we go. This lady just walked into the studio. She said she's never been in, but is on our email list and looks forward to my weekly emails. She came in to buy a gift certificate for her and her friend to do a private together. Paid cash and didn't want change. Wow. I've been writing weekly emails for 2 years and 3 months. Definitely a long game, but this is your reminder to collect those email addresses and send something out regularly. Holy moly, Melissa, that is so cool. This is exactly what I tell people all the time. Consistency is key. And you never know who's listening. It takes people 17 to 27 touch points now to click on anything. So the fact that you've been writing 2 years and 3 months. So if let's just say she's probably been reading them for 2 years and now she's ready because now it's time to buy it for a friend. And that's what people want to do. So way to go, Melissa. Thank you for sharing both of those wins. I have a few wins from Ainsley Walker. She is an Elevate member right now, and she's been agency for a couple of years. And so we've got a lot of just great little wins from her. And I love the way that she sees wins. And so I want to share them with you because I think she'd be a great inspiration as well as Melissa to you seeing amazing wins. I've been sharing and mentioning parts of moves I'm working on when I'm teaching. So clients know I'm very much alongside them on their journey and in practice. And me not showing them perfection has created more discussion, giggles, laughs, and encouraged more questions from clients on what they're feeling. They are in particular loved it when I told them that I need to get my bum higher and rolling like a ball. And what followed was beautiful belly laughs where the whole class fell into complete hysterics. As I rested on my shoulder, my bum in the air, I love this level of honesty, vulnerability that I've tapped into and can show. A new client just showed up to class out of curiosity. I was able to chat and fill out forms before. She loved it and signed up. In that class, I was able to teach the repertoire and a move to show her what her body needs. This week, I started a class by settling them in and then just saying, you're 100, no more words needed. They all did their own 100 for their body. I heard angels sing. All right, a couple more from Ainsley because again, are you seeing like how there can be wins in just chatting with people? There can be wins in being vulnerable about what you're not doing great at, that you're trying to help others be great at. These help people have connections. So Ainsley Walker's watching weekend 2 of Elevate. And this month, my hips have changed. Yay, more open. Russian splits are more possible. So have you ever done anything, you guys, where you're just like, oh, I'm not good at this? And then, just kept going and then allowed yourself to realize you are getting better at things. I think that's why not a lot of people like to film themselves and stuff, but filming ourselves and things sometimes is the best way for us, especially visual learners, to see that we are having an effect, that we are making changes, because we can't always feel that we're making changes because we maybe are not exactly where we want to be yet. So I just really love that she was able to watch and then see how much her hips have changed and that Russian splits are more possible. All right, last thing. I did the full mat order with my mat group, offered up alternatives. And when it came to the rocking, I went to demo so that they could reach towards their ankles instead of doing a full rock. Imagine a full rock like Lex, my advanced client. And as I said this, my hands magically held my feet and then I started to rock. Somewhere along the last few months, my body's changed. I reached my goal move, doing everything but the goal move. Lesley, you were right. But what was lovely was I squealed into light, everyone clapped, and we all celebrated together. It was great that the class saw that I'm working on my body too, and changes do happen when trusting the order. Yes. So something you guys should know is that in Elevate, we do not practice the things you struggle with to get better at the things you struggle with. You can still do them, especially if they're fine for your body. But what we really do focus on is what other things could help you do the exercise you struggle with. So where are you struggling with that exercise? Is it flexibility? Is it strength? Is it connections? What is it? And what other exercises can help you do that? So that's what Elevate's focus is. And the girls in Elevate, they focus on their body and for the teacher that they're working with in the program. And then hopefully as they are learning how to do that with themselves, they do with their classes and their clients as well. And so Ainsley's win here is just proof that if you actually just focus on the connections that you need, you could just pop up into the exercise you haven't been practicing very much and do it. Way to go, Ainsley. Thank you for sharing all of these wins. It was so fun to relive them with you. Okay. So my win is last month. I don't know what I told you guys, but Brad and I spoke at an event called Get Published Live. And I'll be really honest, a little bit of imposter syndrome about like why I was being asked to speak on a topic that I just kind of felt it's not really a thing that I talk about. And so Brad and I did the talk together and we were creating this workshop and I just was like, oh my God, is this going to be enough? Is this going to be good enough? And I made this amazing, beautiful slideshow. Shout out to Brad. He really did that. And we presented together. And so a couple wins, I'm going to celebrate this. One, I have been wanting to make sure I insert Pilates workouts in anytime I speak because, oh my gosh, people just sit all day. So I kicked it all off with everyone doing a standing Pilates workout, even though some of them were in heels. That's fine. It worked out really well. And then Brad and I did our workshop together. And at the end, every single person found a different way to come up to us and tell us what they liked about it. And everyone liked a different part of the workshop, which was really amazing and really beautiful and really fun. And I'm so glad that we did it. I'm not kidding. Like part of me was like, why are we doing this? Like, do they know? Like, are we going to disappoint them? Do they know what we're talking about? So the win is that we overcame that imposter syndrome, or at least I did. I don't think Brad had any imposter syndrome around it. And we taught the workshop that was true to our hearts and true to our brand and true to like how we believe about things. And we had massive impact there. The next win that comes from this is part of me was like, maybe we should just dip out. We don't actually have to stick around, you head to LA, but then the other part is like, let's just stick around because like, let's be supportive of somebody. I'm not someone who likes to go to events, just do my thing and leave. Like that just doesn't sit well with me. I like to be there early enough to like hear what's going on. So we stuck with our values and we stayed around and I got to meet really cool people that look, it hasn't happened yet, but we all have plans to follow up with each other the next time I am in Arizona. So, and also like, usually I would let Brad start those conversations, or usually I would let them start a conversation with me or them come with an idea of how we could collaborate together. Instead, this time I was like, hey, here's what I do that I think might be interesting to your publication or to your podcast. Like, what do you think? And so I have to follow up now, but the win is that I put myself out there in a place where I could have been rejected, which wouldn't have been personal, by the way. But it could have been. And a lot of times we let the fear of rejection keep us from even trying it. So just shout out, there's so many different little wins that happened in this one event. And then also, my husband and I were able to sit down and go, okay, so what are some of the things we want to take away from this? And what are some of the things we want to implement going forward, because we do have a lot going on. And how many events can we participate in a year, and which ones, why are we participating in them? It's not always about money. We often do some events for free. But what are we expecting out of it so that it is a win-win for everyone? And I just want to say, big thanks to James Patrick for inviting us to the Get Published Live. We learned so much, and I hope, and I know that the people who attended our workshop learned a lot too. So it's just really freaking cool to get to be a teacher and a student at the same time. So thank you. That's my win. What are your wins? I want to hear them. I want you to send them to the Beit Pod. I want to celebrate you. We'll shout it out on the next episode. And please do me a huge favor. Share these episodes with friends who need them. Those ones who just can't figure out what a win is. We have a rule inside of all of our groups. If you complain, you have to also go post a win. You're not allowed to wait to post a win. You have to post it the same day, because there's always positive things that are happening. So if you've got someone in your life who just can't get positive, you can make sure that they have that rule for them too. You can tell them what's going on in your life, but you also tell them what's going on in your life. We have to celebrate the wins. So happy FYF. Have an amazing day. Until next time, be it till you see it.
That's all I got for this episode of the Be It Till You See It podcast. One thing that would help both myself and future listeners is for you to rate the show and leave a review. And follow or subscribe for free wherever you listen to your podcast. Also, make sure to introduce yourself over at the Be It Pod on Instagram. I would love to know more about you. Share this episode with whoever you think needs to hear it. Help us and others be it till you see it. Have an awesome day.
Be It Till You See It is a production of the Bloom Podcast Network. If you want to leave us a message or a question that we might read on another episode, you can text us at +1 310 905 5534 or send a DM on Instagram at BeItPod.
It's written, filmed, and recorded by your host, Lesley Logan, and me, Brad Crowell.
It is transcribed, produced, and edited by the epic team at Diseño.co.
Our theme music is by Ali at Apex Production Music, and our branding by designer and artist Gianfranco Cioffi.
Special thanks to Melissa Solomon for creating our visuals.
Also to Angelina Herrico for adding all of our content to our website. And finally, to Meredith Root for keeping us all on point and on time.